I want to show real examples of how we use AI in Tribe 47 for team management. So I hope you can actually see how it can be done. All the things that we discussed during panel, especially regarding team and how to manage it and how to save time. So firstly, I want to share with you common challenges in team management. These are not all the challenges, obviously, and these are some challenges that I think that we addressed at least in some degrees through AI. So common challenge is having several sources of information about what's going on in your company: templates, checklists, policies. Everything is everywhere. I think every organization at some point had this problem or still have this problem, and it actually produces the next common challenge, which is constant questions. So people don't know where to find things. So I think HR and operational people can agree that our job mostly is actually answering questions and saying how we do stuff. So this is definitely a challenge. And then challenge that everyone can relate to. So easy but annoying, time-consuming tasks, and they often are operational tasks that we have to do, but nobody really wants to. Then it's feedback. I think most of the organizations still have problems with feedback. They don't have feedback culture, or when they have feedback processes, they are not followed, or feedback is not done often enough, or it's not constructive enough. And this also causes another problem. So creating learning opportunities, especially in e-commerce business, I think it's really, really important to give learning opportunities. I think people in this field are not here because they just want to earn money and go home. They want to earn money, go home, but also grow. So you actually have to provide learning opportunities. And it's not so easy because, as we said, like 80%, 80-20, yes, 80 is the business as usual, maybe 20 is for testing. And within this 20, we cannot often find time to grow and learn. And last but not least, I think every management member can agree that introducing changes in a company is really hard, even when people say they love changing and they're amazing and dynamic teams. Yes, we are when we are in control of the change. And usually in organization, the changes are thrown at you. Like, the management comes and here's new tool, learn it now. And usually subconsciously or consciously, we're fighting these changes. And these are some of the challenges that we try to address through AI. And firstly, I want to share with you my approach to AI in team management. So I believe that we should treat AI as a new employee. So even when you hire the best expert in the market, in the beginning, they firstly need to understand your company, use your existing tools, use your existing processes. They're not coming and immediately in one day doing a revolution. Yes, so the same with AI, like it's a revolutionary tool, but right now, actually, we just can test it on the existing stuff and see where it's gonna take us. Yes, so our first test was actually creating interactive knowledge base, and this is how we address this first problem of having thousands of sources of knowledge about how we do stuff in Tribe 47. So in 2018, we created the cave. We're the tribe, so we have cave, obviously. And this was just a website with all the information, tools, checklists, policies in Tribe. But actually, it was not true because we also had Google Drive and we used Slack and some project management tools. So at the end, nobody was really checking it because it was separate website that you had to purposely go to check on some information. So of course it was way easier to just Slack Martyna and ask all the questions. So basically I stopped updating it. People didn't check it. So it was internet that was actually not useful. So what we did, we moved all this knowledge to ClickUp. And why ClickUp? Because it was already our tool that we use every day. We use it to track our time, to see the task, manage projects. So moving it there was more organic for a company. Yes, everyone is checking ClickUp, so it's more obvious for them to check it for some information. And then AI comes in and AI becomes this HR that answers questions because ClickUp has an AI option. So if we feed it information, actually our employees can have chat with chatbot on ClickUp, and they can ask and look for information through AI, and it's really quick. They don't have to scroll some website, and I'm really happy because nobody annoys me with the questions. So a great solution, recommend, and you can do it not only on ClickUp. Right now, most of the project management tools have it, and if you don't have any of those tools, still check your tools that you already have in the company. As I said, you should not introduce it like a big change. I think you should try to find AI solution within the processes and tools you already have in your company. And next big thing that really changed the game for us are AI notes from meetings. So we are a remote first company, so our meetings are mostly online, and we are service companies. We're consultants, so we constantly have meetings with clients, with each other. We make decisions. So big operational tasks that was annoying and time consuming was taking notes, then making it into the plans, and then making the plans into the task on ClickUp. So we introduced Fathom in Tribe 47, and Fathom is connected to our Google Meet, but can be connected to Zoom or whatever you're using. And notes from meetings are automatically created and organized into topics. You have, as you see in these examples, next steps plans. So also you can then copy this next steps plans, and in our case, we can put it in ClickUp, and because ClickUp has AI, we can ask ClickUp to make these notes into tasks. So suddenly 1 hour, or 30 minutes work after meeting is reduced to 2 minutes, yes? And what is important, you also can send it immediately to all the participants. So, there is no avoiding that we didn't remember from the meeting because notes are there. And last but not least, it's not only in English. I can show examples in English, but we, for example, mostly talk in Polish, and you can have notes in Polish. And there are several languages available, and Fathom is not the only tool. Here are some other examples. I didn't test them. I just, Google them. So I recommend to check it. However, they are already there. So this is really life-changing, and I think we are heavy users right now in the company. Everyone is using AI notes. And after seeing how good the notes are, we started to think how we actually implement it into our talent development processes. So first test is actually to create feedback tool with AI notes connected with large language models, so ChatGPT or Claude AI. And how we do it. So you take the script from from your meeting, the transcript or the notes, and you actually share them with ChatGPT with context. So for example, I had a meeting with client, and it was consulting meeting. So I'm taking this transcript, I'm taking these notes, and I'm sharing with ChatGPT and say please tell me what I can do better next time on this kind of meetings to be the best consultant on earth, what was good, what was bad. And then actually you get feedback. And what is amazing in this, first of all, I think you can get feedback about the situations that normally you don't get feedback about, because either clients are not so happy to give you feedback right away and you don't want to ask often, or people who were on the meeting with you from your team, they're focused on their staff, and the feedback sounds like you should be more confident. So it's hard to learn, yes? And here is a language model. You give them context and it gives you back some feedback. And also, actually, it's quite nice to get feedback from a robot. It's not emotional, and some people are stressed when they get feedback from managers. So this is the way how you can learn about stuff you can improve on your own. And I really, really recommend it. But it also showed me that, there are different ways of using AI in development, in growing, in feedback. That's why I decided last week, to test it in our performance review processes. So our performance review processes contains few steps, but definitely we always gather feedback from all the people about all the people, and we gather self-assessments. Every person also feels self-assessments, and at the end there's meeting with managers. So we also produce this additional document with about the meeting and how it went with managers. So we have at least 3 big documents with all the opinions. And what I did, I fed it to ChatGPT. And here, of course, I don't know if you know, but here is the feedback about Beyonce, because obviously Beyonce is a special performance specialist at Tribe 47. So yeah, I asked ChatGPT how he sees Beyonce. Yes, it is Beyonce because I feed it the feedbacks and self-assessment. And still, I believe that performance review should be a human process, obviously. However, first of all, it can be time consuming. And here we have a summary. And the second of all, we're people. So sometimes we have biases, or we have, as managers, history with our employees. And this is nice check to see what ChatGPT sees in the same documents that I read, and maybe there is different perspective, because this is a pure opinion based on what was read without the biases. It's kind of, like on the therapy session that your therapist doesn't know your whole story, just what you said, and then he can mirror it. So, and I really liked it. And then we can push it further, because ChatGPT or Claude or whatever other program is already fed with this information, so they can help us with decision. So I also gave ChatGPT context how we make decisions on salary raises or promotions. So I asked if Beyonce should get more money. I mean, those millions are not enough, apparently. And also then, when we decide to give Beyonce a new position of senior performance specialist, we can ask about development plan, how she can become the best manager or senior. So as you can see, ChatGPT or Claude or AI tools can be your sparring partners and can make your work faster also in this really, really human processes. So at the end, I want to just summarize that, in my opinion, AI in team management is best when it's organic. So when it's not this big change, you just introduce it within the processes that are already there and check how it can be improved with AI. It's best when it's treated like assistant. This intern, new employee, they're helping you, but definitely you cannot trust that they're gonna do job for you. And third thing, look, because I don't see my own notes. Can bring more order to your processes. Definitely, I think if you want to introduce AI to your internal processes, you should have in mind that the goal is to be more organized. Then, of course, this last part with Beyonce, it can bring more objective perspective, yes, because it just reads what you feed it. It doesn't have this human factor, which can be a positive thing. Saves time, obviously, with notes from event. And last but not least, still is in its early stages. So right now is this assistant intern. And definitely, maybe, as we mentioned on the panel, in a few years, it's going to be amazing expert representing us on the meetings. But right now, it's definitely the assistant. Okay, guys, thank you. I hope it was still useful. And thank you, everyone who stayed and listened to me, even after such an amazing panel with so much information.